Hello everyone, I'm Crafty and welcome back to my channel where I just yap about Dragunity for I don't know how many minutes it's gonna be this time, to be honest. But it seems like most of you enjoy my content and enjoy listening to me sharing my thoughts about the deck and how I play the deck. So yeah, as long as there are people to listen to me, I'm gonna continue doing these type of videos. So thank you so much for your support, everyone. And yeah. So yesterday I was trying to figure out how to build a deck for the OCG players that requested an OCG list and an OCG way to play the deck, basically. So I was trying to figure that out, and it wasn't that deep, honestly. I was trying mainly to focus on implementing Borrowload Savage Dragon in the combo. So that was my main focus when I started building this deck. However, in the process of coming up with a combo that fulfills this goal, I realized something. I realized that I can actually tweak the combos a little bit in such a way that allow me to draw 1 or 2 cards, depending on the combo I go for, right? And I realized, wait a second. One of the main problems of Dragunity, and pure Dragunity specifically, is the discard problem. Because once you discard with pure Dragunity, you don't get your cards back. You don't get any draw power in pure Dragunity. Usually, once you're done with combo in pure, you're left with like 1, maybe 2 cards in hand if you go for the 1 discard combo, and then that's it. Like your hand is very empty, and sometimes you end like the combo with no cards in hand. Right? So I discovered a way, as I was trying to make the OCG list, to actually draw cards within the combo. And it's so easy to do as well. Like I can't believe I did not come up with this like earlier, to be honest with you. So yeah, so I will be showcasing today a few combos that you can use that allow you to compensate for every discard you use, basically. And you can draw up to 2 cards within the combo, so which is very good. Now you notice here I'm specifically hiding the extra deck and side deck. It's on purpose. I don't want to spoil the surprise yet, but I'm showing the main deck here because the main deck is not really that different from an OCG list, except for OCG specific cards, obviously. So you notice here I'm playing Maxi and all the Maxi package. You see here I'm literally playing 9 counters to Maxi slash Fuvalos, obviously. So like Ash and Droll and Cold Buy and the Crossout Designator. All of this is just to counter Maxi and Fuvalos. Like the Droll is not for the opponent, it's for yourself. Like I know Droll sucks in the current format in OCG, but you don't care. You want to still main as many Drolls as you can because you want to be able to play under Maxi or Fuvalos. So you just self-draw yourself. And this is an option that old Dragunity did not have. But with the new cards, like if you open Querness, or you open Divine Lance and Ravine Access, as long as you can access in the first few steps Querness plus Divine Lance, you're good to go. You can just self-draw yourself and go from there. Like, and you do the draw combo, right? So yeah, so the draw is here for yourself to protect yourself from Maxi and Fuvalos, okay? So yeah, so this is the ratios I came up with. I tried to minimize the amount of one-offs that I play as well. That's why you don't see any Red MD, any Samsara Dragon, any Baby Rock. I saw some people play AFD and Destrudo as well, which is totally unnecessary. So all I play is Ringo Worm and Zephyros. That's it. Not even Samsara Dragon. Like just Zephyros and Ringo Worm. The deck functions as it is. And the best part is Ringo Worm and Zephyros are the best cards to discard in Dragunity in general. The third best option is Samsara Dragon, but I'm not playing it in this list. So yeah, so even if you draw these cards, they are the best cards to discard by far. You'd rather discard this than any non-engine, basically, right? So yeah, so they're not even bad to draw as well. So yeah, so I play a total of like 25 engine requirements and 15 non-engine cards. I thought that that was the sweet spot. You can make space for 3 more non-engine, Like you can cut one Phalanx, one Divine Wind, and one Divine Lance for a very, very minimalist list, and implement 3 more extra non-engine for a total of 18 non-engine if you want to. However, I've tested that, and you kinda break a little bit like on non-engine sometimes. So just do that at your own discretion, okay? I found these ratios to be the sweet spot: 50 non-engine and 25 engine. Yeah. Now for the double Phalanx here, technically speaking, if you decide to go for only one of the combos that I'm going to show you in a little bit, you can cut the second Phalanx. The second Phalanx is just here to allow you the option to change up your combo. That's it. That's the whole purpose of the second Phalanx. You will understand what I mean once I explain the combos. But yes, theoretically you can play with just one Goose and one Phalanx, and that's it. But I prefer to play with 2 because I want always to have the maximum amount of options offered to me. So yeah, you notice here I'm playing 3 Ravine instead of 2, like the TCG list that I showed. For some reason, once you start implementing Maxi and its counters, the deck just falls apart for some reason with only 2 Ravine. So once I put back Ravine to 3, that problem was fixed automatically. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a math thing. I don't know. Also, you notice that I'm only playing 10 starters. Although it's very like borderline, like 10 is not much, to be honest. Like it's not that much in 40. However, you can make it 12 if you want to play like Tempest plus Gold Sark, in which case I advise to just cut one Divine Wind and one Divine Lance to implement Gold Sark and Tempest. I found in my testing sessions that it's not necessary. You draw enough starters throughout the games that it doesn't come up that often. But if you feel like you're not drawing enough starters, you can just cut one of these, one of each of Wind and Lance, and just put in like Tempest and Gold Sark. Okay, so yeah, so that's pretty much it for the list. Everything else is self-explanatory. And for the extra deck and side deck, I'm gonna hide them for now. I don't want to spoil the surprise. So let's jump right into the first combo, and let's start showcasing the combos. So in this first combo, I'm going to showcase a Remus plus 2 discard combo that will draw 1 card during the combo. So we're gonna start slow with just 1 draw during the combo, and the other combos I'm going to show, they're going to draw 2 cards within the combo. But this is like one very simple to understand, and you need to understand this first combo to understand the rest, okay? So, and by the way, all the combos I'm going to showcase today are Remus plus 2 discards. You always have the options to go for Remus plus 1 discard combos that I showcased in my other videos, but you need to understand in the new Dragunity, usually the second discard is only needed if you want to avoid the Dragon Lock. That's the main reason of using the second discard, basically. And the benefit, obviously, to avoiding the Dragon Lock early is to have more freedom to play around stuff and through stuff as well, and also have more freedom in your combo options as well. Okay, so don't think that you need to do this. It's just an option. Okay, an option that is like I present for you, so you need to be aware of it. So that's the main reason why I'm showcasing these combos, okay? And all of these combos I'm going to showcase today is Remus plus 2 discards. You can do everything in this combo with Queerness plus an extender plus 2 discards, okay? Unfortunately, Queerness alone with discards does not do this exact same thing. It needs an extender with it, right? So yeah, so even though these combos are Remus plus 2 discards, you can technically do these exact same combos with Queerness plus an extender plus other discards as well. So keep that in mind. Now with that being said, let's just start the first combo. So we're going to start as usual. Remus is going to get us Ravine, and we're going to activate Ravine here to get Queerness. And we're going to normal summon the Queerness and get access to Divine Lance. This is very standard opening for the new Dragunity. And now Lance is going to get us specifically Falchion. We're going to use Queerness's effect to get back the Falchion and special summon from the moon. And now we're going into Guiderk. Guiderk is going to search and dump Zephyros. And now we're gonna activate Falchion in the graveyard to equip here specifically Goose. Okay, the reason for that is because we want to go into Arid Bear on the 5th summon, and now we are Nibiru proofed. All the combos I'm going to showcase today are Nibiru protected, by the way. So yeah, so in this specific case, we went for Kus to go into Arid Bear. You can go for Phalanx and go for Crystal Wing as well. I will showcase that in the second combo. Don't worry about it. It's the exact same combo. Nothing changes really. It's just a choice, because here we went into Arid Bear first. If you want to have a target for Georgius later to summon, you would want to play Ares. But if you don't care about summoning with Georgius anyway, you can just summon the Arid Bear early anyway. And one of the advantages of summoning Arid Bear early is now you have a Dragunity monster on the field that would allow you to summon back the Remus. So maybe you want to Dragon Lock yourself at the start. Maybe you want to go for a Remus +1 discard combo, and this allows you to do that. So once you protect yourself from Nibiru, you can technically just summon back the Remus, summon back the Zephyros, and just go into a Remus +1 discard combo like I showed in my other videos. But like I said, in this video, we're gonna avoid the Dragon Lock altogether. So what we're going to do is activate Zephyros, get back the Ravine, and now we're going to use the second discard to avoid the Dragon Lock and extend from there. We're gonna get Legatus, and we're gonna special summon Legatus, and we're going into Romulus. Here Romulus is going to search Divine Wind, and all the combos in today's video are going to search Divine Wind. We're not gonna use Glow at all. No Glow, no Mistletoe. So we're going to summon back the Legatus and equip it with Phalanx. So here I wanna give you an advice. Whenever you go for a Divine Wind combo, you wanna get in the habit to always get back Legatus, not Queerness. Legatus. And the reason for that is because of exactly what you're seeing in front of you right now. Because you're gonna summon back the Legatus and then equip it with a tuner from the deck, right? And this makes Legatus pop effect online. And in this meta, where everything is turn 0 now, so if you play, for example, against Draco Tail and they play on your turn and they set up their traps and whatnot, just doing the combo like in a normal way like this, now you have access to a one pop effect. So if you're playing against Draco Tail and they already set like cards in the back row, just by doing your normal combo, now you have an access to a Legatus that has its pop effect online, and you just can use it to pop one of the back row that was set on turn 0, right? So this kind of combo actually plays very well into turn 0 like boards, like any deck that sets up like any cards on the field on turn 0. This is like kind of nice, and that's why you want to get in the habit of always getting back Legatus from the graveyard, because once you summon it back and equip it, now you have a free pop. Not only that, because now we're going to summon back the Phalanx from the Spam Trap Zone, and we're going into our first surprise, which is Coral Dragon. Wait a second, what is Coral Dragon doing in this list? Well, you see, what I discovered is that I really don't need to go into Haki Fibrax that fast in this combo. I can just take my time, go through Coral Dragon, and Coral Dragon has the effect where if it is synchro summoned on the field and then it goes from the field to the graveyard, you can just draw one card for free. Like, okay, I'll take it, I guess. So now, not only that, by the way, because the new Haki Fibrax only requires 2 monsters, and because it only summons a tuner from the extra deck that has a level that is equal or less than the total level of the materials used to link summon it, well, guess what? Coral Dragon is a level 6 dragon. Well, that's convenient, because now we can just use the level 6 Coral Dragon with Romulus to go into Haki Fibrax. And now we can chain block the draw from Coral Dragon with the effect of Haki Fibrax to summon from the extra deck. And there it is. Just get one free draw and summon Lewin from the extra deck. And now Lewin is going to activate to equip Phalanx. So this is a draw, like just a free draw that we got in the combo without sacrificing that much, basically, right? Not only that, Coral Dragon is also nice going second because it has a board breaking effect, right? You can just use it as another form of board breakers, basically, and you just summon it, discard one card, pop a card. It's that simple, right? And remember what I said earlier with Legatus. In this turn zero format, if your opponent sets up cards on your first turn, and you summon Legatus, pop one back row, and then you summon Coral Dragon for another pop, and this is just you doing the combo in a normal way. So I think that's very interesting, to be honest. So yeah. So now you equip the Phalanx, and here it's very important to summon the Phalanx all the way to the left. Okay, you want to summon it all the way to the left. You want to keep these two zones open. Okay. So you either summon it all the way to the left or all the way to the right. Don't summon it in the middle, basically, like in the middle arrow of Halqifibrax. So now what we're going to do is summon back the Remus. Now we can Dragon Lock ourselves because Halqifibrax is the only non-dragon monsters that we play in the extra deck anyway, at least in this list. You can play like SP or whatnot, obviously, but this is one window basically where you can summon Remus, since you control like Aridver and Lewin. So yeah, so you can summon Remus here and use the Remus specifically to go into Pisty. You want to keep the Phalanx, which is a generic tuner on the field. Okay, so now we can use Pisty to summon back the Guider, and Guider is going to search specifically Ringo Worm. And this is what I like about Ringo Worm as opposed to Baby Rock, for example, because Ringo Worm is one of those cards that you can just dump in the graveyard and forget about it. You don't need to worry about timing of activations or whatnot, because Baby Rock can only be used in one specific timing. It's the exact timing you discard it for effect. That's it. If you miss that timing, you cannot use it. So you need to warp the whole combo to accommodate for Baby Rock, basically. You need to pay attention to where you access Baby Rock, otherwise you're gonna fuck it up, basically, right? Whereas with Ringo Worm, you can just dump it in the graveyard, forget about it, and use it whenever you want. It's much more flexible. Not only that, Ringo Worm generates a token that can be used both as a tuner or non-tuner. You can use it as a tuner to go into a synchro monster, or you can use it as a non-tuner to go into a link monster, or you can use it also to synchro summon, but use it as a non-tuner monster. Okay, one of the applications of that is if you use it with Lewin. You can use Lewin plus the token to go into a Synchro 8, a generic Synchro 8, right? So Ringo Worm is much more versatile. And that's not to mention, if you play Dispatter as well, you can even access it from the banishment much more easier with both Pisty and Dispatter, right? And let's not even mention that since Ringo Worm is a dragon, we can access it from the deck in multiple ways, whereas there is only one way to access Baby Rock, which is with Guider. So that's why I play Ringo Worm as opposed to Baby Rock, because Ringo Worm is much more versatile than Baby Rock, and it gives you freedom on how you want to use it. So yeah, so once we dump the Ringo Worm in the graveyard, notice this board state. You're gonna see this board state in every single combo I'm going to show you today, right? From this board state, you can go whatever you want. You can build whatever end board you want. It all depends on how you build your extra deck, right? So, like I said, this is a very simple combo, like the first combo, so I'm just gonna show you a very simple way to do this. So now from this position, what we can do is use the Lewin and Guider to go directly into Auxilla. Auxilla is going to activate as Chainlink 1, Lewin as Chainlink 2, and we're going to equip Lewin to Aridver and search the counter trap. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Crafty, don't we want the Lewin equipped to Georgius? Preferably yes. However, it's not necessary, to be honest, because Georgius can still use its effects even if the Lewin is equipped to someone else, like the Spell and Trap Negate from Georgius. The only thing we miss out is on the Floodgate effect. Now, I know what you're thinking, but the Floodgate effect is the most broken thing about Georgius, right? Yes, it is. So if you are in a position where you need the Floodgate effect, no problem. The first opportunity you get to negate a spell and trap, you just send the Lewin to the graveyard, and then the Lewin is gonna re-equip to Georgius. Problem solved, right? But in this way, you can access the counter trap and get the Lewin keep the Lewin on the field for Georgius, right? And now you have the option to go into Georgius, and Georgius is gonna get back the Guider. Now this search with Guidewire is unnecessary, right? You just dump whatever you want in the graveyard. You can just bypass the search altogether. It's not necessary. So and now we can use the Auxilla and Pisty to go into Seal. And now we can activate the Ringworm to get the Tuner and go into Savage. Okay? So the way we did this combo, because again, remember, the whole point of the combo is to implement Savage in the combo, right? And also get access to the counter trap. Okay, we want a counter trap to play around like Dark Ruler No More and Ultimate Slayer and like Forbidden Droplets and whatnot. So we want an option to play around that, right? So one way of doing it is this way. Okay, so very simple, very minimalist, and you only have like 4 cards left in the extra deck. However, 2 of those cards are already known. We know them from other lists in my other videos. We know that there is a Striker Dragon in there for the draw combo, and we also know there is a Crystal Wing in there. Besides that, there are 2 other slots that can be anything. Anything you want, as long as it makes sense within the playstyle that you're playing with. Okay, so you have 2 slots that to play around with. Okay, so yeah, so this is one way of doing it, and you get 1 extra draw in the combo. Now I'm going to showcase the other 2 combos. I'm gonna go through them very quickly. Like I spent most of the time on this combo, so I can explain to you everything about the logic of the combo. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go through the other combos very quickly. So the next combo here, I'm just gonna let it play. The next combo here is again another Remus plus 2 discard combo, but this time I'm going to summon Crystal Wing first instead of Arid Bear. Okay, just to showcase that you can do the exact same thing with just Crystal Wing first instead of Arid Bear. The only difference between the 2 starts is that since you start with Crystal Wing here, you don't have the option to Dragon Lock yourself early. So you will see what I mean. So once we search and dump the Zephyros, we're going to activate Fortune here to equip Phalanx, and we're going into Crystal Wing. Now we are protected from Nibiru, but notice, since now we don't control a Dragunity monster, as opposed to Arid Bear earlier, we cannot summon Remus immediately here. So here, in this particular case, we are forced to discard the second card anyway, regardless of what we want, because we don't have a way to summon Remus early right now. So, ignoring the other 2 cards in hand, obviously, because technically here you still have 2 other cards in hand, because we started with Remus plus 2 discard. So here we're gonna discard and do the exact same thing, and we're going through the exact same combo. Okay, so search the Divine Wind, and we're gonna get back Legatus specifically. Again, you wanna always get in the habit to get Legatus, and now equip the second Phalanx. Always at this point you equip Phalanx, always. There is a Phalanx that's always equipped at this point in the combo, but at the start of the combo, you can decide whether you go for the Arid Bear route with Koos or the Crystal Wing route with the second Phalanx. That's it. If you don't want to go through this type of combo, you can just cut 1 Phalanx in the deck list, and you always go through the Arid Bear if you want to. Okay? So yeah. But there is an advantage to this type of combo, where you start with Crystal Wing. I will mention that at the end of the combo. So here we went through Coral Dragon again. We're gonna get our draw, and we're gonna summon the Wing. Same thing, summon the Phalanx. Now we can summon Remus. Use the Remus to go into Pisty, and Pisty is gonna get the Guidewire, and Guidewire is gonna get the Ringworm. Like I said, this is the exact same end board as not end board. This is the exact same board state as before, except here we had the Arid Bear instead of the Crystal Wing. Now we're gonna sequence things differently. Okay, so what we're going to do here is immediately go into Ancient Fairy Light Dragon. What the hell? Well, this card's read, if you synchro summon this card, if this card is synchro summoned, you can draw 1 card. That's it. You can ignore everything else in the text. That's all you need to know about this card, is that when you synchro summon it, it draws you 1 card. That's all we need. Okay, thank you very much. We're gonna draw the card, and now we have another draw within the combo, just effortlessly. Like, we did not really go out of our way to do it. And now we can go into Georgius as always, and we're going to equip the Lewin to Georgius. Now you see here, in this case, because we used the Guidurg earlier with Phalanx, now we don't have two level 6s with the Lewin to go into Auxilla. So instead, we swap the need for the counter trap for an extra draw, basically, right? So we traded that off for a draw. Again, this search with Guidurg is unnecessary, and now we can use so at this point there are two options. We can either go into Seal with Life Dragon and Pisty, which is what I'm showing here, right? So this is the first option. We can use the Pisty plus the Life Dragon first. This gives us Seal, and now we can use the Ringo Worm with the Guidurg to go into Savage. And that's it. So it's almost the exact same endboard as earlier, almost, except we don't have Aridver equipped with Lewin plus the counter trap. What we have is a Crystal Wing, Lewin equipped to Georgius. We have an extra draw in the combo, plus we have the Aridver in the extra deck as a target for Georgius to summon, which is important. You can also play Ares in the extra deck if you want to, but you notice here I have the options to play Dispatter, for example, right? And you will see why Dispatter is in here. But if you don't want to play Dispatter, you can play another thing. You can play Ares here or any other target, right? So this is another way you can combo with Savage, right? At the cost of foregoing the counter trap play, you can get an extra draw. Now I'm going to show you the exact same combo, but what if you sequence things differently at the end? So again, the same combo, I'm gonna let it play. But you guys see like how versatile Dragunity can be, right? Depending on how you build your deck, depending on especially how you build your extra deck, you can do so much with so little, right? Like you guys saw, I did not use any one-offs except like Zephyros and Ringo. That's it. And those cards are even good to draw. You can discard them and very good to draw. So like you can open so much more, like so many more options with this type of combo, because remember that Coral Dragon can be any level 6 tuner in the game because we're not Dragon Lock. I think that's interesting to know, right? Like because now you can just like if you can just find another way to combo with another level 6 tuner, now you can open even more options for yourself, depending on how you want to build your deck. So I think that type of comboing and that type of play with Dragon is very interesting to me, right? So this Coral can be anything. And I will show you some examples that you can use instead of Coral Dragon that can do a lot of stuff, right? So yeah, so I don't know what you guys think about this combo. I will be I will be waiting to read your comments, but I think I might have solved the discard problem in Dragunity. Maybe at least this is one step towards solving the discard problem, because compensating for the discards with two other discards, with two other draws, that's one of the solutions. Because remember, this list does not play Bestials, okay? So we needed another creative way to draw cards, basically, to compensate for the discard. So yeah. Anyway, so we reached this exact same board state as the other combo. So here, instead of using the Life Dragon to go into Seal, what if we use the Guidurg instead? So here is what we can do. So now we can use the Guidurg and Pisty to go into Seal. And now we can use the Ringo Worm to go into Dispatter. Dispatter is gonna summon back the Ringo Worm, and we can go into Auxilla this way. Auxilla can get us the counter trap, and we can set the counter trap. So for the cost of forgetting about Savage, maybe we don't want like maybe we value the counter trap more than Savage in some cases, then you still can access the counter trap. You just need to forego the use of Savage and just go into Auxilia instead through this pattern. So you can do this instead. Obviously this uses more resources, but again, the point of these videos is to present you with multiple options, right? You have multiple options to use, multiple choices. It all depends on what you want to do, right? And I think having more options is always good, especially if those options draw you 2 cards. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for this video. Sorry for blabbering like and yapping for like 32 minutes, but yeah, I just wanted to share with you guys like my thoughts about this combo and my thought about building the deck for this specific way of playing in pure Dragunity and specifically for OCG as well. So yeah, so I'm just gonna go back to the deck list here and leave you with the deck list with the extra deck and some of these side decks. So some of the side deck can be like Trisukta, which can act like a secondary Lewin basically. We have like Arciela as well, which can get you access to something like Valor, for example, since by the point you summon it, you can just send the Divine Wind to the graveyard to use its effect. We have Silvera as well, if you want go in second option to Book of Eclipse the whole field. You have Malong if you want to bounce a card. You have these cards like Regenesis Dragon, Grandtusk Dragon, or Magnamut as a potential targets for Seal if you want a specific target in your deck to summon with Seal. You have like Synchro Rumble plus Crimson Dragon if you want to play the Crimson Dragon package. You can have like Ascalon as a go in second option. You have Ares if you want to play Ares. You have Barca for more versatility. You can still play Atom if you want to. You can still play Triple Burst Dragon if you want an option, an extra option as well. And you can play SP Little Knight as well, since we don't lock ourselves into dragons until the very end anyway. So you have many options that you can play with these type of combos, and you can like pick and choose what extra deck you want to build. And for the main deck, like I said earlier, you can build it however you want. I found this type of list to be the most consistent in my playtesting sessions, but you can play it however you want, obviously. So yeah, so that's it for me for today. I will be waiting for your comments, and don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and hit the bell button to get notified whenever I upload a new video or whenever I go streaming. And with that being said, have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.